Now let us run the output. I click and I click on run selection. Yes, now this is what it is showing. This is complete, this is complete. So you can see here the cache has been enabled over here and we're able to use it. Now here we can, yes, now everything probably we have is done. Yes, so the output is also being generated. The quality that we are seeing here is nothing, everything was fine. This price book was incomplete and price earnings was incomplete. That is fine, no problem. Most of the records are valid though out here, although yeah, the records are missing out here and here. So that probably is the reason that it is showing us the incompleteness. Null values and all. Okay, these all other parameters are not quite a problem. Fine. So the complete fields and the completed records. And fine. So what do we have here for price that we are seeing now? This nugget is generated. That apart, what more did we generate? We also generated the statistics as an output. We also generated the correlations out here that we see. In case of price, it's 0.195, 0.182, and 0.024. There is no perfect correlation clearly, but still that is, they have put it strong correlation, but it's a bit debatable though. Anyway, this is the output that we generated. I'm clicking on file, clicking on save it. Save it. I close this window. What more? The outputs. Yes, the data audit has been presented. Let's click on data audit. Yeah, so that is what we have already checked earlier. I'm going to save this also. Save it. Of day 10. And right, so now we have this nugget. Let's open the nugget and see what does it have to show us. Right, so out here giving us the predictor importance. Price to sales is the biggest important predictor, and which is most important as well, because its importance is 0.7%. Then comes the price earning, and eventually comes the price book. The price book is generally expected to be, because it's the sales that drives the stock price or determines how well the stock should perform. Here you can view, click on the summary here. That is the regression equation it has generated. If you come further down here, yes, it has also generated the R square value, which is 0.062, which means the current explains only 6.2% of the model, and the rest of the factors are determining, like, the rest of the 94.8% or 93.8% comes from the other external factors. That is how the interpretation goes. Now these are, we can see that t value is greater than 3 or greater than 2 for all the 3 variables, and the sigma values are 0. It means that the price earnings and price to sales ratio is significant in influencing the stock price movement, and which is financially an accepted fact or a known theory or a concept. Price to book ratio does not do as much, and that is also evident from the p value that it is showing here. And then we have the settings and the annotations. So out here we could see the ANOVA analysis, also the model summary, where R is 34.8%. So with these factors and parameters in mind, let us save this. Price analysis. Okay, node files, right? Let's save it. I click apply and I click OK. So that is the nuggets that we now. What is this? Let's save this stream as financials. I click save. So again, now the last part that remains here is that of the dividend yield with filter that we are seeing here. Again, let us add, let us enable the cache for filter. So I right click on filter and I enable the cache over here, as you can see it. Right, so let's run this. And why? What are we running this for? We are running it as a as a neural network. So right click on this and I click on run selection. You can see here the okay, great. The output is generated. It was done rather swiftly. Now here we can see that the for the given file, the cache was already enabled, so it was green, but out here it turned green. So fine. So let us now check and review the dividend yield. Let's double click on that. Right. So what does it show us? Well, it shows us this. This is what this is the predicted value and the dividend value. The predictor importance. EBITDA has a significant predictor importance at 0.69, followed by earnings per share, which is 0.31, but it's not bad either. There is a model summary. The error cannot be further decreased. So accuracy is what? Okay. Hidden layers, one neuron, that is 4. So out here we come here. And what do we see here? They've added bias also over here. The EBITDA and the earnings per share is here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hidden layers were used. Then we also bias to earnings per share output. And EBITDA is the most important and earnings per share is least important, as we saw there. What is the information? Yes, there is not much to read into this though. Predictors are what? EBITDA and earnings per share, and the target was dividend yield. And what are the build options? Objectives, basic, stopping rules, advanced. So these are some of the build options. Build options of what? Of building of the neural network. So fine, I click apply and I click OK. And let us save all of this. Right, on the file, I'll come and I'll save this node. It's not the node that I want to save it as. Okay, we may have to save it as a node. If I click on generate, preview, I don't need. Okay, anyway, this is going to be saved as a file itself. I don't want to save this as a node. It's not a very wise thing to do. I click OK. Fine, and so these parts are done. We are only stuck out here on the multi-layer perceptron. It is showing us a good set of errors also. So let us delete this. Let us put in another modeling output, or let us simply generate an just put, which is right. And distinct, right click, I'll enable the cache. Now let's run this. Right click, and I'll click on run selection. Override the following objects. Wait, cancel. I need to set the parameters. Yeah, we don't want this format. We want to be exported in the .7b dat format. And the export file is that's a file extension that we have given them. We can also change the file name. Wait. No, it can't go to null. I want this to be saved as live session SPSS Modeler date 10. And what will be the file name? That will be the financials. Why am I saving it in SAS format? Because just in case if you want to run it in SPSS or SAS, then also import the same file and get it done. So I click save, I click apply, and I click OK. Right click, and let's click on run selection. There's a record count. This is throwing an error. Field, where is the field out here? Let's preview it. Record count, right? That's out here. So we don't want to have that record count. Right click and run it again. Okay, but did we generate an output? Let's check that. Because if you generated it, then there is nothing to be worried about. No, we have not generated an output. Fine, so let's come back here and let's see if we can add statistics export. connecting this over here. The original objective was to connect a modeling output, but we are creating a bit of an issues here. There are so our export file is what .sav. Aha, okay. So wait, you need to change the export file here. Let's save it just on the desktop here and save it. Run it. Yeah, the same error is coming up. Okay, let's leave it at that. Let's work on this statistics export. Fine, so that's the export file you have here. The filter, we're not maintaining any filter, everything will be included. Publish, we want to publish anything and we don't even want any annotation. Apply and I click OK. Where do we intend to save it? Yeah, we intend to save it not here. We intend to save it at the stated location. Let's run this. Now that is a bit of a problem. Invalid characters are found. Let's right click on this and click on edit. Okay, there's a bit of a data issue in terms of character. Now that has to be worked out on these. But okay, fine then. Let us do one thing. Let us remove this particular section. And let us work only on this part because we are getting issues on the multi-layer perceptron. So we are having the graph node here, the chart nodes as we call it, on the graphs node here. So I'll set this as graphs, implement graphs on the financial data, and I'm saving this. Right click on this and edit plot. So like this is the plot that we want to generate. Apply and I click OK. So right click on this and we click run. Okay, great. It did generate a plot. Now that is a plot that it has generated. Typically this is for the different sectors that they have provided us with. Okay, so for different sectors, okay, there are different price data that they have provided us. Okay, so the 52-week high that they have provided us with is 812.5. Out here it is at 14.24, but again if you go slightly above, it's 21.75. If you go here for the discretionary sector, the 52-week low is 1498, 52-week high is 81295. So for different sectors, they have generated us the output over here. Save this as multiplot or a graph. Okay. Right click. Can we enable? No, we don't have any cache enabling feature for this particular graph. But okay, anyway, let us now also look at other plots. We'll bring it over here and drag and drop it here. Right click and I connect this over here. Now we need to set what all we want. So what do you want on the x-axis? On the x-axis, I want the name. Sector, there will be multiple values that will come up. So let's select the names. And on the y-axis, I'm going to select the prices. I click apply and I click OK. It's a simple plot versus name versus price, only for representational purpose. So let's click on run. Yes, it's probably. This is clearly it's jumbled up all over because we have a far bigger data set. Yeah, now out here we can see that, like, for the different values, we have different prices that they have provided us with for the different companies. Of course, we have to process this a bit. We can also edit the copy graph. We can export the graph as a JPG BNP format also. But out here we see that there are relatively fewer companies where the prices are higher. Most of these are summed up at under $100 or close to 300, 400. Maybe this is 500. This is what, 300. So most of these are either under 400, between a $0 and $100. But okay, this is the output that we have generated. Let's click OK here. We can also, if we click on edit, we can set the size and the color also. Okay. The options that we wanted is a point. We have even taken it as a line. X mode for sort. Appearance, yeah, we have not provided any output name or appearances. Y is price and X is the name. I click apply and I click OK. Let's run it again. Scroll down. Oops, where is it wrong? Right click and click on run. Fine. Now this looks a little bit better. Okay, now this looks better than the one that we saw earlier. So this is how your overall spread looks like. You can also make it better by sorting this out. Edit this field as the data. You can edit them. Okay, we can't arrange them here that way. But we can also try and, before we import, we can always edit it, or we can filter or sort them alphabetically. So if you're doing it alphabetically, then it becomes easier when you want to check this out from the graph perspective. But that is not a problem either. So fine, we come here, we see a spike over here. Which company is that? That's for Amazon. Again, we come here, we see another spike. For which company is that? Automatic data processing. So for different companies, we are seeing different kinds of spikes, price spikes. Then I click OK here. I'm going to save this. Yes, so we have generated quite a. Let's remove this one. I don't need that. Delete it. I won't save my changes. Yeah, this is the graph I would like to save. Right click. Click on file. Click on save it. It's saving the graph plot of name versus price.